Welcome back to another After Pill live stream, man. Many of y'all probably didn't know I was gonna go live, so I'm wondering if YouTube is actually pushing out my notifications because I feel as of late YouTube has not been pushing out my notifications to everybody. So I don't know what's going on with YouTube. I don't know what's going on. If they blackballing me, they blackballing the after pill. They don't know. They don't want y'all to know this information. But maybe men just don't want to hear this information in the first place. But anyway, as y'all seen from the title, y'all have a clue about what we're about to talk about, man. This is extremely important. This is extremely important. I mean, if you count it as important, some people don't view it as important, uh, clearly. But y'all seen the title, man. This has been on my mind for a good minute, actually. Right? This has been on my mind for a good minute. Um, I've been paying attention. I've been paying attention to trends. I've been paying attention to, what's going on. Boris, surprise, Eagle Ray, what's going on? Uh, Listen, the red pill is dead. Just from my observations, just from what I'm seeing. Let me know if y'all can hear me too. I'm using the iPhone earphones, the old ones. Let me know if y'all can hear me clearly. But the red pill is no more. The red pill is no more. Manosphere is no more. Okay, all good with audio. Okay, cool. I appreciate that. But manosphere for you guys who like the red pill. Listen, all that stuff is dead, man. And I've said before, originally, the purpose why I even started this channel, the whole purpose of me when I started this channel, I wanted to help men, right? And it just wasn't about getting out here and smashing chicks and being what people consider toxic masculinity, get out here and putting people in their place and all of this stuff. That's not why I started the channel, right? I seen that society was treating men a certain kind of way. I seen that society didn't care for men anymore. I started to see that society was pushing men to the brinks of society, into the shadows of society, right? To the underworld, right? Under the bridges. It didn't matter. They were pushing men towards homelessness, pushing men towards joblessness. We're pushing men towards, a corrupt divorce court system, a corrupt child custody court system, right? And I was aware of all of this, and I was seeing all this, hey, man, this is not right. This is not right. Uh, men need some kind of guidance, and uh, not just talking about people like Andrew Tate and what people would consider extremes, right? Not just talking about those guys, but I seen that there was something missing with men, right? Come in and hit that like button. Come in and hit that like button. If you're new here, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Uh, the topic of the day is the red pill is dead, the manosphere is dead because men want to be losers. Men overall, the majority of men in the United States of America, in the Western world, in the Western society, they do not care about upping the standards. They do not care about improving themselves. Self-improvement is dead. If you look at the stats, a lot of men are out of shape, don't take care of themselves mentally, don't take care of themselves emotionally, don't take care of themselves physically, don't take care of themselves just in general, right? And I started to notice that, and that's the reason why I created this channel. But as I started to progress in my YouTube, as I started to just get a feel for what's going on in the greater society, I started to realize, like, damn, men really don't want to do shit. Men really men really don't want to do anything, right? So where does that leave the red pill, right? Where does that leave the quote unquote manosphere? What does that leave, right? Where does that leave it? It leaves it nowhere. It leaves it nowhere, right? The red pill is done. It's ended, right? Because the red pill originally started, it started so men can improve themselves, right? Men can get on become their best selves, right? Surprise Eagle Ray says you've been there. Buzz Eye View, what's going on? Haven't seen you around here in a minute. But the red pill originally was for people to get for men in particular to self-improve, right? You've seen society changing around you, so you adapt it. This is what it is. This is what it's not, right? That's what it was for. But man, men don't want it like that. I'm starting to see that men don't care about the truth. Men don't care about the truth. They want free comfort. I said you got off early. Thanks, 11:26. What time you went to work? Right? Men overall don't care about the truth. They don't care about the truth. The truth hurts. Men don't care about hey, it doesn't matter. Really, hey, this is a true black pill right here. It doesn't matter. Yes, it matters, but it doesn't matter if you're totally in shape, if you're ripped, right? If you look good, if you don't look good. Yeah, sure, those things matter, right? Those things definitely matter, but at the end of the day, it comes down to money, right? Money makes the world go round. If you tap it in, go ahead and hit that like button. Let's get the likes up. Money is what makes the world go round. That's it. But a lot of guys, they don't want to get skills. They don't want to get money. They hate when you tell them, hey, yep, the money is what gets the bitches. The money is what get the chicas, right? Buzz Eye View, I be working them 6 a.m. to 4 p.m. Okay. Gotcha. But it's crazy, man. It's crazy. And I've been saying this for a long time. But men still don't want to believe it. Love is dead. For you romantics out there, romanticism, that shit is dead. School Trap, thanks for the donation. Men ain't that much better than women with delusion. Hey, you right on the money with that one. I appreciate that, School Trap. You right on the money with that one. School Trap says men ain't that much better than women with delusion. As a matter of fact, School Trap, I would say, and I've said this plenty of times before, men in 2025, they have to be more delusional than women at this point. They have to be. Jay, what's going on? Finally caught alive. What's going on after pill? Nothing much. Just chilling. Talking about something that everybody needs to hear. Right? But he was right on the money with that one. Men are more delusional than women at this point in 2025. The roles have reversed. The roles have flipped now. Men today, literally, in 2025, men today are literally the new women, and women literally are the new men today. Right? F key. Thoughts on the black pill mofos? I mean that just goes into, I mean, certain parts of life, certain things in life are black pills. Don't get me wrong. Right? Certain things in life are black pills. Certain truths in life are definitely black pills. But as far as men who just dive deep into it and there's no solution, there's no anything, it's just straight black pill, doomsday, we're better off deceased type ninjas. Yeah, I mean, you know, it is what it is. That's where people tend to lean at when they have nothing else to lean on. When you have, listen, do you think a guy who has a bunch of women around him, he's thinking about, black pill this and black pill that. Hell no. You think a guy who got a bunch of beautiful women around him and he's smashing some of the top notch big booty Latinas, Russian blondies, African big booty African? Do you think he care? Do you think he care about black pill this and black pill that? No, he enjoying life. He in Miami on the jet skis. After that, they got a 5 o'clock dinner reservation to one of the top steakhouses. Then he got two of them that he's about to go to Pound Town with. No. Really, the black pill, that's really just a lot of people coping, honestly. It's a lot of people coping with life, understandably. Not saying that I don't understand, but the black pill is coping. It's a coping mechanism, right? It's the same as how much of the red pill has ended up, right? It's the same how much of the red pill has ended up. It turned from self-improvement. It turned from self-improvement to cope improvement. That's what it's turned into. It's turned into, oh, get in the gym, become the best version of yourself. Now you'll see these guys get online and talk about the guys who are in shape. Like, what? You'll see the quote unquote red pill guys, the quote unquote manosphere guys, they'll get online and attack the guys who are always in the gym, who are always looking after their health, right? Who are always improving, right? The red pill environment, the red pill community, the manosphere community, it is filled with a bunch of incels. I've been saying this for the past year at this point. I said, this is what this was going to turn into. I was hoping that it didn't turn into this, but I seen where everything was going. I was like, bruh, how is it so? How did it turn into this? Why did it turn into this? Like we started off good. We started off on a good foot, right? We started off, feminism is destroying certain fabrics of society, and women are gaining more control. Women are gaining more power, right? Men are being cast aside for the sake of the gynocracy. But now I'm sitting back really observing, and I'm like, it is the men, it is truly the men who are really sitting back and letting this shit fly. It is the men. Men to get online and say all day long, oh yeah, they need to delete OnlyFans. They need to delete OnlyFans. They need to throw these OnlyFans chicks away. Yeah, she definitely don't have a daddy. She definitely don't have Raggy. She definitely don't have a daddy, ass ninjas. She definitely don't have a daddy. She definitely don't. We know she didn't grow up in a 2-parent household. Man, listen. They'll get up here and talk about all that crap all day long. But then when it comes down to it, when it comes to when push comes to shove, these are the same dudes who are subscribing to the OnlyFans. I lie to you not. These are the same dudes. These are the same dudes who are following, who are up under these chicks' pictures, who are up under these chicks' comment section. Like, damn, baby, you bad. You a baddie, mama. Right? You're a baddie. These are the same guys. But they'll get up here and shame. They'll get up here and try to shame the women. Yeah, shame. Shame on you for starting the OnlyFans. Shame on you for selling your body. But the ninja be at home going on a going on a rampage on this little Piggly Wiggly. Going on a rampage on this little Piggly Wiggly. Right? Well, it's a joke at this point. It's a joke. And I'm not gonna lie, it's actually upsetting. It's really upsetting. Because I came into it with the thought process that men wanted to improve. I came into it with the thought process like, Oh, maybe men just need, just a push, right? Maybe just maybe if I just push them, if I push them in the pool, right, they'll survive, or their survival instincts would kick in, right? Slotman Cam, Alan sent me over here. Shouts out to Alan. But I came into it with the thought process like, maybe men need some help, maybe they need some guidance, right? I understand the skill sets that I have. I understand the leadership capabilities that I have. Let me get guys up to par, right? Let me lead by example. Let me show these guys how work is done. Let me show these guys what it looks like to work hard. Let me show these guys, uh just the proof and concept of what it means to be, a guy who chicks throw themselves after. Let me give you hands-on experience. Like, this is what's going on, this is what's not going on, like how this is going, what happens when you travel and all of this stuff. Traveling coming soon, right? Traveling coming soon in June. So the travel vlogs are coming soon. But turns out, as I got to know, as I got to know the current men, right? As I got to know the current men of today, they're a bunch of BSers. They're a bunch of BSers. Surprise Eagle says, can help another, help yourself first this day. What do you mean? Unless I'm confused at how you said that. Slotman Cam says, the after pill, you ever seen Kevin Samuels videos? Yeah, I'm familiar with Kevin Samuels videos. But it's ridiculous, man. It's ridiculous. And guys just don't want to, men today, they just don't want to accept what's going on, right? They don't want to accept, yeah, he spoke facts on facts. The guys don't want to accept the fact that the majority of these chicks out here are 304s. That's just what it is. Bro, I'm not making this up, bro. I don't care if she looks innocent. More than likely, she's a hoe. Right? If she looks like a hoe, she's probably a hoe. If she don't look like a hoe, she's probably still a hoe too. Right? Guys don't want to believe it. And I'm not saying all women, but 90% of them, yeah. 90% of these chicks out here, they've been flipped, tossed, uh, tossed around in hotel rooms, right? They've been to parties, bro. A lot of these chicks, they've already ran through by 23, right? Chilla says, why you being misogynistic? It's not misogynistic. It's not misogynistic. Misogynistic is the hatred of women, clearly by definition. That's the definition of misogynistic. The hatred of women. That's not the hatred of women. That is the truth. Ninja. That is the truth. That's not the hatred of women. I love women. What you talking about? I love women. I absolutely love women. I love when they get their hair done. I love when they get their makeup done. I love when they get their toes done. I like when they smell good. I like when they be looking sexy. I like when they put those heels on and those dresses on. Yeah, I love women. I love talking to women. I love being around their feminine essence. I love women. Absolutely, absolutely love women. But that ain't gonna stop me from telling the truth. Love them, right? But I would say the red pill has turned into a group of men who actually hate women. Chadwick, what's going on? I know some of you ninjas probably at work right now and talking about the after pill is live right now. The after pill is live. How is it that he's live in the morning? It is 11:40. How's this ninja live right now? Jay, the ones with a lot of tattoos seem more promiscuous. See, then tattoos get tricky too. Tattoos get tricky. I've seen definitely for the most part that is true, but I've come to realize that that some chicks, I've seen some chicks tatted up who are more laxed and conservative than some of the chicks without it. Not saying that's the end all be all, but I still judge by tattoos. If I see a chick with a whole sleeve, yeah, I'm like, yeah, she's definitely, yeah, she all holes are definitely open. Damaged goods, yep. If I see a chick, if I see a chick with tattoos, I'm definitely judging. But I've seen some chicks who are tatted up, who are more, on a conservative side. So because everybody has tattoos now, everybody has tattoos. Everybody, you know what I'm saying? Everybody wants a tat. Everybody wants to look good. Everybody wants to explore their art form and all of this type stuff. It's not always, you know, that, but definitely for the most part, yeah, chicks with tattoos definitely stands for some kind of pain, trauma, and then you have to pay attention to the tattoo, right? Pay attention to the tattoo. I've seen a lot of chicks, they get Medusa. Pay attention now. Pay attention. They get types of Medusa tattoos. I've seen Medusa tattoos on the thighs. I've seen Medusa tattoos on the arm. And as we know, Medusa was a Medusa was a Greek, was it a Greek character? Was that Greek? I think so. I think Medusa was Greek, but she was a beautiful woman, right? Medusa was a beautiful woman, right? If y'all not familiar with the story of Medusa, Medusa was a beautiful woman. When men first looked at her, that's all that they seen, right? Just beauty. But then once they looked at her into her eyes, she turned them into stone, right? So she would trap men. She would trap men with her beauty, and then she would turn into a whole monster, and then turn men into stone. So I've seen women literally have Medusa tattoos, which, you clearly know what that means, right? You clearly know what that means. I've seen women with like just off-putting tattoos. Like I've seen some stuff. So you really have to pay attention to tattoos. Like once I see it, I'm like, yeah, she's probably been through something. Right? We're not talking about, oh, she just has a butterfly. She just have a butterfly on her back. Like, come on. A butterfly on the back, I mean, probably like a one and done type of thing, and that was it. But some of these chicks, they have like dragons on the dang on arm, and the dang on bitch with a pitchfork on her thigh, and a demon on the goddamn on right thigh. I'm like, yeah, baby, I probably need to stay away from you. I need to stay away from you. If she got a tattoo below her lower back, near her A crack, she for the streets. Oh, definitely. Oh, definitely. Definitely. Yep. And I don't mind a little tramp stamp. I don't mind a little tramp stamp. If she look good, come on, bring that tramp stamp over here. Yeah, go ahead and let me see that tramp stamp. Uh-huh. What that say? Okay, now 30 minutes later. 30 minutes later. Okay, now read what it say now. Now read what it say. After I get done with it. Now what does it say? I can't read it. Yeah, I'm sure you can't. I'm sure you can't. But yeah, man. Yeah, it's hard. It's hard for the average. It's hard for the average everyday man to really tell what's what. Right? The average everyday man, they don't understand. They can't really decipher. I know dudes under 25 right now who are on a second marriage, right? And I definitely know a few guys who are under 35 on their second marriage. And I'm like, bro, you cannot make this shit up. You cannot make this up, right? And they don't want to see the light of day. Men don't want to see the light of day. I think men want to be bamboozled. I think men one either men are just plain out stupid. Either men overall are just plain out stupid, or they just want to be bamboozled. There's no in between. Because there's no way all of this information has been out here for years, right? A lot of this information, even before the after pill, like the information that I give, this is after, right? This is what you do after, like real bombs, right? That they wasn't talking about, or that they're still not talking about in the red pill. There's only one or two guys that talks about the same stuff that I talk about. School trap. I appreciate the super chat. Many dudes don't want to travel or get in shape. They fall into victim mindset too much. They don't even want to try the passport stuff or get muscles. Absolutely. Shouts out to School Trap again with the super chat. But you're dead on right. You dead on right. I wish I was at home. Well, there ain't no point showing you my passport, but yeah, I got my passport. I got mines. And I'm up out of here, ninja. Drunk Monk, what's going on, Drunk Monk? We got the OGs tapping in. But here's the thing. So I'll be going to the DR in what, 30 days? Going towards the end of June, right? I'll be going to the DR. So my hotel and stay is around, I want to say, probably a little bit over 1,000. Probably a little bit over 1,000 for the DR. And on top of that, of course, you need money. You need play money, ninja. You need play money. You need food money. You need emergency money in case, something happens and you need to skedaddle up out of there. You got to catch a one-way flight. You got to, hey, I need to go. I need to get up out of here, right? You need to catch a one-way flight. You need an extra $1,000, right? So overall, to really enjoy your trip, I would say you probably need around maybe $2,000, $2,500. Oh, I take that back. I'm counting the flight and stuff in there. You need around $1,500 to $2,000, depending on how long you're staying and stuff like that, right? $1,500 to $2,000, $1,500 to $1,800 to really enjoy yourself and really eat good and really, have some fun, ninja. But dudes are not willing to pay that. Dudes are not willing to pay that. And that's just the DR, ninja. That's just the DR. Then when we start talking about Thailand, ninja, the flight alone is probably like $1,400, $1,300, right? $1,400. Then when you talk about anywhere else in the world, to go to Europe, depending on where you're flying out at, right? To go to Europe, to enjoy yourself over there, go to Africa, Latin America, Colombia, ninja, wherever. Ninjas don't want to pay. They don't want to pay. And that's what I'm learning too. I keep saying that there's only going to be 10% of men who really want to rise above. The guys who are watching my channel right now, only 10% of y'all are really going to take this information. I know I've helped some guys, right? I know I've helped plenty of guys. I know that I've put some new thoughts out here into many of you guys' mind. But I know for a fact that there's only going to be 10% of you guys who actually rise above, right? There's only going to be 10% of you guys who really take my message, right? Formulate your own ideology, formulate your own, worldview, and take it and run with it and actually do something with it. But as for the rest of these ninjas, man, 90% of American men, they're going to be left to shacks and rubble, ninja. Right? Shacks and rubble. Drunk Mom says flight to the Balkans, Europe is 16 to 18, one-way ticket. Exactly. School Trap says, nah, I found my wife in Turkey and she's staying there. Oh, good for you. You out there in Turkey. He found a Turkey. So I'm sure she's probably Islamic. I know Islam is real big in Turkey. Is she Islamic? Drunk Mom says no point in dating abroad unless you move there. And I add a second one to that. There's no point dating abroad unless you also have some money. Unless you also have some money. If you don't have no money, stay your broke ass home, ninja. If you ain't got no money, take your broke ass home. That's it. I mean, I don't even I don't even need to say it, ninja. If you don't have no money, ninja, you can't go anywhere anyway. You can't go anywhere. You can't go nowhere anyway. So that's just it. Need money and need to work remote. Basically, if you can even find remote work. Remote work was the thing of the 2020s, the 2021s, 2022s. You really had to be in good around then. Because I've seen stories where people have had to come back to the States because they ended remote work and they were like, yeah, y'all bring y'all ass back over here. We know what y'all been doing. Y'all been over there in the Caribbean. Y'all been over there in Paris having a good old time. Yep, time to come back to the States. Trump is in office now. Bring y'all ass back. Trump is back and y'all ass is coming back. The border is closed, ninja. Come back. Drunkma says I already dated in Peru, brought her back. Only took 3 years for her to become Americanized, bro. You can't bring them chicks back to the United States. You can't bring them chicks back to the United States. Once they get a feel, you got to realize they don't have the luxuries, or I guess whatever you want to use, whatever words you want to use. They don't have the luxuries or independence, right, that the women in America have, right? To be a boss babe, to be self-sufficient, to be independent away from men, to have a corporate zaddy, to have a zaddy, to have a government zaddy. They don't have that luxury. They don't have that luxury. So when they come over here and they see, oh, these girls are disrespecting men. Oh, these girls can deal with whatever man they want to. Oh, I can just work a job and I can just shoo men away, tell them to get the F out of my face. I think I like this. Oh, and then I can have a sugar daddy on the side. Oh, then I can have Big D Larry blow my back out too, and I don't have to be in a relationship with him. I can just call him when I need some Big D Larry. Pause, no Diddy. Yeah. So when they get over here, ninja, it's over. It's a wrap. They see they can boss up by themselves. They can be independent. They can buy their own car. They don't need a ninja to co-sign them. They can just get it how they live. Yeah, once they get over here, yeah, it doesn't take long, ninja. 3 years. I'm surprised it was that long. I'm surprised it took 3 years, ninja. I'm surprised it took 3 years. Really don't take that long once they get a feel for what's going on over here. Right? Slotman Cam, I appreciate that. Yes, she is Muslim. Them dudes don't play. Absolutely. Drunkmon says school, yep, because the Latina woman in America told her I should pay for everything and basically was hiding money and planning to marry and leave me. I found out before I'm 29. Now I was 24 when I met. Let me tell y'all something about Latina women. A Latina, the first time I really had my heart broken in pieces, not the first time I had a heartbreak, but the first time I had my heart broken in pieces, this is when I was in the military, right? I was in the military and I had this bad, thick Latina, right? I was head over heels for that chick. I bought her matching shoes. So we would wear matching shoes. We would wear like matching clothes and all that stuff. You know, we wasn't official, but you know, everybody knew that, you know, when they seen her, I was somewhere nearby. When they seen me, she was somewhere nearby, man. I'm talking about head over heels for her. Man, when it was time to graduate, she graduated before me from AIT. Right? She graduated before me. And I thought, like, soon as I got out, I was going to Texas. She was from San Antonio. I was going to Texas, and you know, I was about to marry this chick. Yeah, we were gonna live happily ever after. Right? We were gonna live happily ever after. And you know, turns out, this chick had a whole husband. And this was around, I was like 21. 21? Was I 21? No, I take that back. I was like 19. That's the first time I was sick. I was sick to my stomach. I was like, dang, this girl made me fall in love. She was talking that Spanish. She was talking that Spanish shit to me and all that stuff, whispering in my ear, Papi. How she said my name, Papi. Papi. Whispering that Spanish shit in my ear. Turns out she got a whole dang on husband at home. Whole husband at home. Ain't that something? They'll talk that shit to you. See, Latina women, they'll make you fall in love, right? But those the Americanized Latina women, yeah, they're on red alert, ninja. Red alert. Like they can't be trusted because y'all got to understand. Latina women know that they're highly sought after, right? They know that they're highly sought after, right? They know how to finesse, and it really doesn't even have to be America, right? It doesn't have to be America. It could be where they're originally from. It can be Colombia, like y'all already seen. Americans going over to Colombia and they getting their ass. What's the name of that drug? Scopolamine, scolopamine, right? Whatever that pixie dust is. They blow that stuff into your face, boom, and you a zombie. You're a zombie for like 2 hours, ninja, and they run your pockets. Some ninjas even over there, they getting their ass popped up over there, popping up dead, getting kidnapped and all kinds of stuff. Yeah. Colombia, yep. It's all over. And this is what I mean too. This is a true after pill too, because passport bros. Shouts out to the passport bros, man. This is not any kind of hate towards the passport bros. There's not any kind of hate towards the passport bros, but one thing that passport bros did not fully go into detail about is that women are women worldwide. That's what the passport bros didn't go into full details about, especially around the pandemic era, right? From 2020 to really the 2023, when guys were really flying out to different countries. Colombia just popped up into the passport bro scene, and many other places, Brazil, and this, that, and the third. They failed to explain that, because what they were pushing was, yeah, you can go to Mexico and find you a wife. Yep, you can go to the Dominican Republic and find your wife. You can go to Thailand and find your wife. You can go to Colombia and find your wife. And a lot of these passport bros, they came to find out themselves. They came to find out themselves. Uh-oh, it's the same old shit. Just because you cross borders, that doesn't mean that women change. Listen, the truth is the truth. Women in Colombia don't have many options. That's the truth. Women in Dominican Republic don't have many options. That's the truth. Women in Brazil, they don't have many options. That's the truth. So when your American ass come over there with your American dollar, yes, they scoping you out. Yes, they want to get rescued. Yes, they want you to save them. Yes, they want you to put some money up. Yes, I'll marry you, Poppy. Leche, Poppy. Leche, Poppy. I make you leche. Yeah. So they'll speak that Portuguese in your ear, ninja. They'll speak that French into your ear, ninja. They'll speak that Spanish into your ear, ninja. Yeah. Yeah, they know that you suffering, ninja. You think ninjas think that they don't have a phone. Drunkman says, I only recommend Latin women if you speak Spanish low key. They be talking hella shit about you if you don't speak Spanish. Polo says female nature is universal, same all over. Exactly. But dudes still don't understand. See, dudes, first of all, dudes don't even want to spend money to go nowhere. And then when they do travel, Dudes got the game all misconstrued, thinking that they're gonna go over there into some kind of unicorn, some kind of alternate universe. It is an alternate universe. Don't get me wrong. Now, it is an alternate universe. Much better. Uh, playing field. Much better playing field than it is in the States. Absolutely, absolutely. I'm not taking that away. Right? You go to Mexico, beautiful, beautiful Mexican woman, right? And you can have your way versus playing all these games with women in the States. Yeah, it's a better deal, right? You going to Brazil, going to Colombia, going to Dominican Republic, going to Kenya, going to South Africa, Nigeria, Eastern Europe, Sweden, Switzerland, France, Britain. Yeah, the game is a little different, even though Western on the Western side of Europe is kind of basically the same as the United States, but y'all get what I mean. You get what I mean. American men are the issue. We simp over anything. Absolutely, I said that before too. Ninja just be cheap on others, can't be cheap on yourself. Yep. Women are definitely all the same. Colombia is played out because American men are messing up the game. Uh, Now hold on now. School travel. I'm not gonna say. I'm not gonna say Colombia. Colombia is played now. Now Colombia. Now, whew, Colombia. Colombia and Brazil are competing as far as who got the most beautiful women in the world, right? The most beautiful women in the world. Now to say Colombia is played, nah. It ain't no place like Colombia. It ain't no place like Colombia. No, no, no. There's no place like Colombia. I'm not gonna say as far as it being played. Now I'm still seeing some great traction over there in Colombia. Some great traction over there in Colombia. So I'm not gonna take it that far as saying played, but you do have some American men, you know, who don't belong, Ninja. How about that? See, this is why a lot of men want to price you ninjas out. This is why a lot of men want to just price y'all out. Because you'll get guys over there, they messing up stuff, they don't know how to act, they doing stupid shit, they getting killed, they just extreme simping, right? You can tell dudes haven't never been nowhere, dudes ain't never had no chicks in their life, right? You can tell. You can absolutely tell. School Trap says the local men don't simp over mediocre poutine. Yeah, that, and also, I mean, let's be honest. When you come over there as an American, I mean, you're the ticket. You're the ticket, right? I mean, America and the West is the money. We are the money, right? If you make $50,000 a year, you're making more money. You're in the top 10% in the world. Yeah, I know it may not seem like it because you actually live in an expensive country, but if you make around $50,000 a year in the United States of America or in the West, so like Canada, UK, whatever, you're top 10% in the world. So yes, when you go to Colombia, you are the ticket. So yeah, they're not even looking. These girls don't even want to. You got to realize too. The same thing that we experience over here, which we would call, the classic hypergamy in the States, where the girls only want to deal with the top-notch dudes, the dudes who got the money, the dudes who have the leverage. It's the same thing that happens in Colombia. Same thing that happens in Brazil. The same thing that happens everywhere, right? If Americans are traveling to these places, right, and they know we're the ticket, well, they'll just sit around. They'll just sit around and get their bills paid by tourists, right? They'll just sit around and have their whole life taken care of by tourist men, right? Which is happening. Which is happening. So it's not only when the tourist men, the Western men are just there, right, giving them some money for a little, whatever. But it continues after that man leaves. He's sending her money back home. He's sending her cash apps. They texting back and forth on WhatsApp. She video calling. Him. Look at this, Poppy. Look at this, Poppy. She misses you, Poppy. She misses you, Poppy. When you coming back, Poppy? Leche, leche, leche. Leche, leche. Pause, no Diddy. Pause, no Diddy, but this is what's going on. This is what's going on. So the game is the game. This is why a lot of guys gonna get priced out, not just in the United States. Y'all not even gonna be able to leave the United States. Y'all not even gonna be able to leave the United States in a minute. Because one, just a few things. Our passport rating has already dropped. So from last time I checked, our passport rating, United States passport rating has already dropped to number 10. Our credit rating has dropped in the country. It's just, you niggas, in a minute, you're not even gonna be able to leave the country. Y'all gonna be so fucked up. Y'all gonna be in so many shacks and rubble, up under so many shacks and rubble. Ninja, you'll be lucky if you be able to leave and go to the grocery store. Right? Y'all not even gonna be able to leave and go to the grocery store. But then when I get on here and I call y'all losers, when I get on here and call y'all losers, when I get on here and call y'all nobodies, y'all wanna attack me? Y'all wanna attack the after pill when y'all really not even y'all not doing nothing. Men in general are not doing anything. And it breaks my heart, man. It breaks my heart. But you know what? I gotta keep it moving. I gave y'all enough information. I gave y'all enough after pills. We're still gonna continue on with the after pill, but when you start seeing different kind of content, I just want y'all to know it's because, Ninja, I want to be big. Right? I want to be larger than large. I want to be bigger than big. Right? If the red pill, the quote unquote red pill is what's holding me back, Ninja, the red pill can go in the trash for all I care. The red pill can go in the trash for all I care. The whole manosphere can go in the trash for all I care. Because I want to win. If me winning means throwing away the red pill, that's what I'm gonna do. Right? Because it's not like the red pill and the manosphere is actually improving. They're not. Right? Andrew Tate ass ninjas, red pill raging ass ninjas. Ninjas been red pill raging for the past 5 years. Ninjas been soaking up Andrew Tate, studying Andrew Tate with binoculars, ninja, for the past 5 years. Ninjas been watching Fresh and Fit for the past 5 years, ninja. Ninja been watching Kevin Samuels since he passed, ninja. Ninja still haven't done anything, right? And speaking of Kevin Samuels, that's honestly probably why Kevin Samuels that's why he started talking to women and stopped talking to men. Right? That's probably why he stopped talking to men. Because before Kevin Samuels was doing self-improvement. Kevin Samuels he was talking to men. Right? Kevin Samuels was talking to men. Right? But eventually he pushed aside the whole men content, and Kevin Samuels started talking to women. Right? He started talking to women. He started making content for women, still kind of adjacent to the men's content, but he was talking to women, and when he started talking to women, that's when his content blew up. Imagine that. His content blew up when he started talking to women. But when he was making content for men, showing men how to dress, showing men how to groom themselves, showing men how to brush their hair, ninjas, showing men how to brush their teeth because you ninjas down and out ass ninjas, showing ninjas how to wipe your ass because you still got doo-doo stains in between your underwear because you don't know how to wipe your ass, and when you lay down with a chick smell that little smell in between your gooch and all that. Yeah. That's why the game's so messed up. You got chicks out here literally saying, I just want a man who washes his ass clean. I just want a man who cleans his ass thoroughly, right? For a chick to even have to say that. For a chick to even have to throw out that stuff nowadays, that is just asinine. Ninjas not even wiping their ass. Ninjas got plaque all in their teeth. Ninjas ain't been to the dentist in 30 years, ninja. Right? Teeth all crooked. You got a wisdom teeth that needs to be pulled out, ninja. Come on now. So, my thing is, When I start shifting my content towards other things that pay, Ninja, when I start shifting my content towards other things that are more beneficial, I want y'all to be the first to understand why. I just want y'all to be the first to understand why. Because first and foremost, men don't like to pay for anything. So you can't even real deal make any money off men like that. Right? To actually make money off of y'all, I would have to lie. Yep. To make money off of y'all, I would have to lie. I would have to sell y'all a dream. That's what I would have to do. Which I could do that. I could be a low down dirty dog and sell y'all a dream and uh teach y'all how to get married and all that stuff. Yeah, let me teach you how to get married, ass ninjas. This is what you're gonna do. You're gonna go out there, you're gonna put on you a suit. As a matter of fact, you're gonna go to the nearest church, ninja. You're gonna go to the nearest church and you're gonna go in there and praise the Lord, ninja, and you're gonna go in there and find you a good old wife. Right? You're gonna find you a good old wife. All of those women in there are good wives. All of those women in the church, all of those women are in the church are good women. Don't worry about her past. Nuh-uh, don't worry about her past. Don't worry about that. God forgives. The Lord forgives, and you should forgive too, ninja. You should forgive. And what you will do, ninja, is you will put a ring on thy finger, ninja. You will put thy ring on thy finger, ninja, and you will marry her and all of her 3 kids, ninja, and you will have just one with that woman, right? Don't worry about her past. Don't worry about her baby daddy's coming back. Yeah, she went to go see her baby daddy. She went to go see her baby daddy, but they were just talking. They were just talking. It was nothing more than that. They were just talking. They were talking about the kids. She was over there for 3 hours. Yeah, just talking about the kids. Just talking about the kids and nothing more, nothing less. You let that woman talk to her baby daddy. You let that woman talk to her baby daddy. You let her get all of her frustration out. You let her bend that. Oh, I'm not bend. No. Yep. You let her do what she need to do. You let her arch her back. Yeah. As a matter of fact, tell her to come over to my house. As a matter of fact, tell her to come over to Preacher Dawson's house, and we're gonna talk and we're gonna have a chat. I'm gonna do some counseling with her. I'm gonna do some counseling with her, and I'm gonna make sure that, she's arching her back. Not arching her back. I meant that she is verbally communicating. That she is verbally communicating with you and telling you what satisfying my desires, and satisfying your desires and needs, and just tell her to come over to my house at 8 p.m. and I'll get that ass right. Oh man. I could turn into a Derek Jackson ass ninja for men. I could turn into a Derek Jackson ass ninja for men and just tell you ninjas to do that. Send you ninjas on a dummy mission, right? Send you ninjas on a dummy mission. Send you ninjas to go get your head blown off. To send you ninjas to get crucified in the courts, right? But it is what it is, right? That's the message men want to hear. You don't have to work out. Don't work out. Don't work out for yourself. You know what? Go out there and just willy-nilly it. Go out there and just do nothing. You can go eat a hamburger. That's okay. You can eat a hamburger. You deserve a hamburger, right? Don't let these gurus tell you that you got to get in the gym and get shredded, right? Looking like a goddamn on animal, right? Looking all macho. No, don't do that. Don't do any of that, right? You deserve a burger, right? Yep, you work at Jiffy Lube, making $13 an hour. You work hard. You work hard. You work hard just like everybody else at Jiffy Lube. You deserve a burger, right? You don't need to work out, ninja. F those gurus. F them. Blake Bradley. Blake Bradley hiding in the cut. You don't need any of that. Yeah, I guess I should start lying to you niggas. But overall, man, overall, the red pill is dead. Manosphere cooked. Right? This is the end. This is the end. I don't see the red pill going any further. Because for the red pill to actually evolve, for the manosphere to actually evolve, it would take for the larger audience of the red pill to actually improve. But that has not what it's been. The red pill, the manosphere has been a crutch for most men. It's been a crutch. That's all it's been. Men have not improved. Some of the same men are still fat sloppalopasauruses, right? They were fat 5 years ago, still fat, right? Gym membership, bro. Gym membership is cheap, ninja. Planet Fitness is what, like $10, $10 a month, ninja. Like just to start out at Planet Fitness, $10 a month. Go in there, work out, eat clean, right? Niggas don't even want to do that. Niggas don't even want to take care of themselves, right? But then get on here and want to bash women, right? Want to say, women's standards are too high, right? And don't get me wrong, that's true to an extent, but many men's standards are just too low. And that's the truth. A lot of men's standards are just too low, right? You think you deserve you want a free wife. How you gonna get a free wife? We need to bring back traditionalism. Okay, bring back traditionalism, and are you gonna take care of the women? Ninjas can't even take care of themselves, let alone wipe their ass good. But dudes want to bring back traditionalism, but then can't even afford to live themselves, right? Which is a mix of the economy, which is a mix of a whole bunch of things, right? I get it. But guys can't even take care of themselves, but then want to tell women that they need to go back to traditionalism. And then who's gonna take care of the women if they go back to traditionalism? You, a loser, right? So how do you feel about the DDG situation? It's just another situation. I think DDG is gullible, right? People warned him. He fell for the okadoke, right? He fell for the whole innocent face, my girl or never, right? Dude got too much money to be talking about my girl or never. My girl will. That's what a lot of men need to start wrapping their heads around. It's not my girl or never. It's that my girl has the potential too. My girl has the potential too. DDG is just another situation to where, it didn't pan out right for him. And that was a so-called as innocent as they can get in modern day. That's as innocent as they can get in modern day. Right? And he still fell for the okadoke. James Prime said, how do you feel about Three Musketeers? Okay. I'm not answering that question. But yeah, DDG, I mean, hey, he gonna have to pay the cost. He gonna have to pay. All men pay, ninja. All y'all gonna pay. Everybody gonna pay. I'm gonna pay. We all gonna pay. As soon as you wrap your mind around that, the better life will be, honestly. Say, yep, she's pretending he's not the father. Yeah, he gonna have to learn. He at least he's learning young and not when he's 40 something. He's only 27. So at least he's learning young, but the fact that he still has to learn in the manner that he has to learn is still, it's still crazy. But that just goes to show you, men don't care about, opening their eyes up and seeing things for what they are. Right? He didn't want to see it for what it was. He didn't want to see it for what it was. He thought he had it under control. No, ninja. American women, they belong to the state. Get that through y'all head. American women belong to the state. They're property of the U.S. government. They don't belong to us. A woman can easily A woman can easily what's her name? Yeah, shit up my channel. A woman can easily just go to the government for whatever, right? A woman can easily, anything go wrong, police call, anything go wrong, government, anything go wrong, lawsuit, anything go wrong, court. It just, everything is on their side. They belong to the U.S. government, property of the United States of America. That's it. We all just renting them. That's it. Even in marriage, we renting them until shit goes wrong, right? When you're laying in bed, you renting them. You renting them either way you want to cut it, any way you want to flip it and twist it. The women are for rent. All the women. And I'll take it as far as saying all across the world, the women are for rent, bro. And if you're a woman watching this, you can disagree all you want to, but it's the truth. All of y'all are for rent. All of y'all. The world has become transactional. Even your boy, Andrew Tate, for you Andrew Tate ass ninjas, right? Andrew Tate even said it. I wish I had the video pulled up. He said the red pill is dead. The king of red pill himself. He said the red pill is dead. The world is now transactional. I showed that on another live stream. He had a whole video saying the red pill is dead. And he was talking about you ninjas who didn't want to self-improve. Dante, what's going on? He was talking about dudes who didn't want to self-improve. He was talking about dudes that didn't want to do anything. He was talking about y'all dudes who've been watching him for years on years on years, and you still not doing nothing. Red pill is dead now. Why is red pill dead? Because men didn't want to self-improve. Men didn't want to self-improve. So what happens when you have the majority of men who are just sitting back and just watching your content? Right? If you have the majority of men just sitting back watching your content and not doing anything that you tell them to do, where does that leave? Where does that leave a movement? Right? It leaves it nowhere. Because the same men 5 years ago, the same men who are winning now. Look, Jake, the red pill is not dead. I just took a red pill from my prescription bottle. Oh, you joking. I was about to say, you joking. Mike Davis says, your last video about men was a classic. These new men are straight losers. You're right. There we go, Mike. Somebody has it right. But they don't want to hear the message. Because the message hurts. The message is a hard pill to swallow. It's a hard pill to swallow to know that a woman don't really love you. That's a hard pill to swallow. It's a hard pill to swallow that everything is transactional. You can't get a wife unless you're spending money. These are not the olden days anymore. This ain't 1945 where women didn't have any rights and women couldn't own bank accounts and she couldn't buy a house, ninja. She couldn't buy a car. She couldn't work a job and make more money than you, ninja. These are not the olden days, bro. This is a new world. It is not going back. It is not going back. That is it. How many times do I have to say this? See, these other creators that y'all watching, these big dogs who y'all watching, these big YouTubers, big red pill YouTubers who y'all be watching, they're not telling y'all the truth. They're feeding into your insecurity. They're feeding into all of this shit. Moy, what's going on? Shouts out to Moy. Moy joining us this afternoon. Moy says, been on my A game, getting funds up, creating bridges, and being about it 24/7, NEL for life. Y'all go over there, click on Moy and subscribe to his channel over there if you're into what he's got going on over there. I believe it's a biking channel, if I'm not mistaken, Moy. If you want to explain that. But shouts out to Moy, man. Blake Bradley says, I accepted a new world. Good for you, Blake. Been working double time, man, and creating content again. That's what I'm talking about, Moy. That's what I'm talking about, Moy. And see, when I know, for a fact, when I know Moy disappeared, When I know Moy disappearing, I see him uploading content. I see Moy grinding that social media. I see you, Moy. Don't think I don't see you, Moy. When I don't see you, I still see you, Moy. But shouts out to Moy though. Shouts out to Moy. That's what I like. That's what I like to see. That's what I like to see. Shouts out to Moy with the what's that? Gifted membership. Shouts out to Moy. But yeah, man. I mean, I've been saying the same thing, and I've been basically yelling to my dang on longs turn blue. Moy says, appreciate the love, and I am watching the members' new videos tonight, and I've been watching and subscribed to TC Prime. Shouts out to TC Prime too. But yeah, man, I've been yelling to my lawns turn blue. I've been telling guys up and down. I even communicate this sometimes in my real life, and men will just look at you crazy. Men will just look at you crazy. They don't want to hear it, bro. Men are still stuck in a time loop, in a time warp. Men are still stuck in a time loop, a time warp, whatever you want to call it. They're still stuck. Right? They don't want to adapt to the new world. They want to bring the old world back. Because you know what? You know what about the old world that men miss? Men miss just the absolute leverage that they had. Yep. That's what they miss. Men miss the absolute leverage that they had. That is it. Men back then had absolute leverage. Right? They didn't have to worry about women. Right? We all got a wife. Right? That was it. But guess what now? Guess what? Women are in the workforce. Women can delay marriage. Women can delay children. Right? They don't have to do any of that. They don't have to follow tradition. They don't have to do any of that. And a lot of men are absolutely mad. A lot of these red pill ragers, a lot of these incels, they're absolutely mad. Moy with the big super chat. I appreciate that, Moy. I'm mending bridges with some family because I'm realizing they were harsh on me because they want me to be the best I can be. The world is hard for men, but that's why we roar when we win. Absolutely. Shouts out to Moy for doing that. Shouts out to Moy for doing that. Everybody's not blessed enough to mend things. I mean, everybody can't even put their ego and pride aside to mend things as well. So shouts out to Moy. And that's the truth. None of this is women's fault. This is all men's fault for not stepping up. I agree. And at this point, it's not even. It's well past the point of men even attempting to fix anything, right? Because at this point, women have the leverage, women have the power. That's it. Men have been giving, throwing it all away until men have no power anymore. Men don't have any power anymore, right? Now, don't get me wrong. Now, when you're a winner, right? When you're a winner and you're a game changer, right? Of course, you can make the rules. But like I say all the time, that is only 10% of men. That is only 10% of men. That's it. All the other men, 90% of men, they don't want power, they don't want control, they don't want money, they don't want the hoes, they don't want anything. So winners have power. Yep. So like I said, when you start to see the content shift a little bit, just know that the after pill is still the after pill, but just know that men didn't give me a choice. The majority of men didn't give me a choice, right? I want to dwell with the winners. I want to dwell with the winners. I don't want to dwell with the losers. I want to make content for winners. I don't want to make content for the losers. That's it. And that's game. I'm gonna go in here and get ready for work. And I'll see y'all in the next video. Peace.